How's it going, everybody? You got Byson here, back with another FIFA 14 World Cup mode player review. This time it is of the World Cup legend Diego Forlan from Uruguay. It has been 4 years now that Diego Forlan dominated the 2010 World Cup and won the Golden Ball for the best player of that World Cup. It's 4 years later now. He's no longer on Atletico. He's in some very obscure league now. He's a lot slower, but he's still made the Uruguay national team, and he is a World Cup legend. He looked pretty good. I heard good things about this card, and I was lucky enough to get him in a pack. He's down 2 from his normal card in FIFA 14. But I made this review for a reason. I'm going to show you guys how beastly this player is in World Cup mode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and here we go. The Forlan review starts now. Alright guys, so typically when you see a player with 66 pace, a lot of people just turn their heads away from him. The typical stereotype is, oh, because they are too slow, their acceleration and agility aren't that good, they can't be effective. Defenders catch up to them too easily and they can't hold people off of the ball. It is the opposite with this card. Yes, he's not a pace legend. You're not going to be able to pace away from teams like this. But I felt that his stats were vastly underrated. If you look at the in-game stats and not try this card out in-game, you will be missing out on something pretty special. Yes, the stats are very low, but he plays better than them in-game. It says his aggression is a 49, but he has high attacking work rates. It always felt like he was working on the attack. He would somehow get to the ball on the attack. You see a few clips where he lunges out to get the ball. It wasn't that hard, and you feel like with a really low strength rating, he would get pushed off easily. It didn't happen like that. So, that negative that you see wasn't as big as a deal as I thought. The main reason why I think you should get this card is not because his pace isn't as bad as you think, is because of his finishing. He scored so many goals for me. His finishing is only in the high 70s, but yet he finished so many shots for me. A very good finesse shot, a good job around the box scoring. His shot isn't as crazy as it appears in other versions of the card, but that 85 shot power, 85 volleys really help him finish around the box. I felt his finishing was vastly underrated from how he played in game, and he was a very solid finisher for me. And believe me guys about his pace, I'm not the one to play with slow strikers, but he didn't really feel like Giroud, Matrogu, slow guys like that. And believe me, I hate playing with slow strikers. His pace really wasn't as bad as a lot of people have thought with this card, despite the big downgrades from his overall. Also, you've got the dribbling you're talking about. You combine great finishing ability from anywhere around the box, high work rates on the attack, medium defensive work rates, which are good. You don't want him going back on defense, especially with not a ton of stamina. And finally, with his dribbling, he does a good job of maneuvering around defenders. He has good ball control, so he has a good ability to settle the ball on over-the-top through balls. You can send a ton of over-the-top through balls to Diego Forlan because he can settle them very well, doesn't let the ball go too far ahead of him, and controls the ball. And also the 5-star weak foot, I haven't gone into that. Shoots it well with both feet. His finishing is just as good with his right and his left foot. He also possesses the outside the foot trait. You see this nice outside the foot shot going in on a one-on-one opportunity. Some negatives you might want to consider with this guy. His strength isn't as bad as you think it is, but yet he's not going to be holding defenders off the ball extremely well. Not the fastest of strikers, but like I talked about, it's not as bad as you would think. But 3-star skills, he's a striker, very decently slow. I don't know why you would want to skill with him. Basically with Diego Forlan, everyone, he's not going to be as good as his cards from a few years ago because that's just what he is. In this point of his career, he is getting old, but I really felt like this card is underrated. When a lot of people saw this card on the market, they said, wow, we got downgraded by 2. This card isn't even worth touching. I'm saying with this review, guys, if you get him in a pack, I recommend that you try him out because of his finishing ability and his dribbling ability, but also how underrated he is in other spots. Like I said, his pace is solid. Just don't try to pace along the wing with him. Heading, a little bit underrated. The in-game stat isn't that good. I felt like it was better in game. He's 5'10 as well. Anyways, guys, the final rating is going to be an 8.5 out of 10. I just had to count the negatives for a normal review, but the giant point out of this, guys, is that I recommend you get him if you're lucky enough to get him in a pack, because he is very useful and very underrated. So thank you guys so much for watching this review. I'm working on building a full nationality squad to take to the World Cup final, make that out of series, and I will continue to make player reviews. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you guys next time.